For every $50 you spend online or at either of our store locations, SAC Paintball Store or Extreme Paintball Store, you will earn an entry into our amazing giveaway. Unlimited entries, so every $50 you spend from now until December 31st will get you an entry. And what are we giving away, you ask? Well, one lucky winner is going to win a year's supply of paintballs. That means a case a week for 52 weeks. That's pretty awesome. 4 runners-up are going to get a case a month, so 12 cases. Another thing we're giving away are 10 custom setups. So 5 lucky winners are going to get JT custom setups. 5 lucky winners are going to get Empire custom setups. That is a goggle, a pod pack, a pair of pants, and a jersey. The jersey is going to have your name and number on it of whatever you select. So those are amazing prizes right there. We got a bunch more. So here's Mr. H to tell you about another one.
All right, boys, we have a huge giveaway alert. HK Army and BFPgear.com, Extreme Paintball, SAC Paintball. We're doing a giant giveaway. You shop at any of those shops, there's gonna be 5 different gear bags filled to the brim. Come check this out. You're gonna get not only the gear bag, there's gonna be swabs in there, pod swabs, there's gonna be pods, speed loaders, eject harnesses, and KLR goggles. All this stuff will be in there, guys. Good luck shopping, and remember, BFPgear.com, Extreme Paintball, or SAC Paintball. You shop at any of those stores, you have a chance to win all this HK Army stuff. Good luck to everybody, and have fun. Let's go!
All right, so now you know about the free paint for a year, the custom gear setups, the awesome stuffed gear bag giveaway. Another amazing prize we are doing is the entire World Cup roster of Dynasty jerseys autographed by all the players. One lucky winner is going to get all of these jerseys. Now, we do have one last amazing prize to give away, and we're gonna go to Yosh from Field 1 so he can tell you all about it.
We are extremely excited to be working with BFP Gear to offer a special edition Dynasty Signature Series Dragon Force. Basically, the experience here is gonna be, you're gonna get a raw Dragon gun, we're gonna work with you on the anodizing, and then you're gonna have the option to come into the Field 1 shop and build it with me and our build team. Test it, package it right there with us. It's gonna be a really fun day and fun experience, and these markers really came out amazing.
All right, everybody, so now you've seen all the amazing prizes we're giving away, from that year's worth of paint to that amazing Dragon Force custom built with Yosh. Who is the lucky winners going to be? Well, to make sure you have a chance to win, spend $50 or more online at bfpgear.com, at either one of our stores, SAC Paintball Store or Extreme Paintball Store, from now until December 31st. You will get an entry, again, for every $50 spent, unlimited entries. Buy as much as you want, get all those chances to win, and we will be going live on BFP Gear's Instagram on January 3rd, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, to pick all of our lucky winners. Hopefully, it's one of you.
All right, everybody, and in case you're wondering why I had to make this entire video by myself, it's because the English guy, we had to let him go. So unfortunately, he's no longer with us. Happy holidays, everyone.
Spicka Span Show!
Beats out Junior. All right, look at that. Right on time. Big shout out to Mr. Bob Howe. He is producing our show. I believe it's New Jersey. I think he said it in the last time in the chat. So from all the way across the country. You know, in Hoboken, you know, there's a pizza place right there that was called Hoboken Pizza.
Remember that?
Yeah, it's good. It's now
down?
it's called Risers now. Someone else bought them.
Okay.
Anyway, delicious pizza, Bob.
I like that Sandbox place.
Sandbox is also good right across the street.
Really
Really hurt their business. Hey, everybody, I want to thank you guys all for just you know, a lot of support. Okay, the Spicka Span charity raffle had just passed the $6,000 mark. So yeah, we're gonna be giving away money this week. Starting this week, we're gonna start doling out some funds to a couple places so that they can get the toys for the kids in time for Christmas. And I think we'll do the we'll have to talk about it a little bit, maybe amongst the viewers, on when we'll do the drawing, because the next show is technically December 24th, which is Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. You're not
Yeah.
gonna do it, right?
So we could do like a quick like 4 to 5, where we just spin. We give it, because imagine you win the
People
Nectar
are gonna want to
Force.
talk. People are gonna want to hear you guys talk.
I
We
mean,
can't do it 45 minutes. There.
yeah,
Okay.
we can wank
go.
yeah, we can wank this off in 45 minutes. We can whack the show off in 45 minutes for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna give away about 20 to 25 prizes. You got better than a 1 in 10 chance to win a prize. Right off the break, the first top prize is that Nectar Force right there, the one I've been using. Shout out to the Nectar boys that I've been using this season. So yeah, I hope Bart did donate to our charity. As a matter of fact, I hope Bart, Marcelo, Chris Shear, and Skinny Kevin all donated to our charity. Thank you, SD Aftermath.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I'm gonna hit them up. Send them a link.
They should.
Yeah.
It's on your
We're also gonna put in new contracts. It's a 10% leaving Dynasty fee. If you are not released by the team, you have to pay 10% of your next contract.
Is it a one-time fee?
Well, so for instance, Dalton, who's
Oh,
left
yeah,
like
that's
2 or
2
3
years.
times, for
Wow.
the cumulative $180,000. Yeah, let's break us off a little bit, buy some raffle tickets, pal. Yeah, we've got a really killer show today. Really excited we got some breaking news, we got some juicy news. Damien's got some news. He's also wearing our favorite t-shirt right now, the Spick and Span tie-dye fast pass to the doghouse.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah, your weekly fast pass to the doghouse. So get one of these things. It's on Spick and Span.
You want to stand out right here?
If you want to stand out, if you want to look cool,
There you go.
huh?
There you go.
That's it. And then big shout out to our sponsors, our show sponsors, Gen X and Arfon, making the best pods in the game. They've been crushing it on their social media too lately. Have you seen them? They just did a great video with the guys like running through the warehouse. Like, I kind of want to go there and do like a big pod ball pit. Like the boxes, they're the biggest boxes I've ever seen in my life, and they're just filled with pods, and they're just squirting them out hot right off the conveyor belt.
I haven't seen it.
It's pretty
I
good.
did see, yeah.
It's a good. It was
Kendrick,
very,
like,
yeah.
all the podcasts.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you want to see it? And then they
Just pushes them all over.
Yeah, they're
Well, how
good job.
So-
with the podcast bet?
You haven't fulfilled your end of the bet, but your
Really?
podcast is right
It
there.
was me?
It was
I
you,
have to?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, you won it, and then you went from first place to last
I'll
place.
do my next fight.
Okay, excellent. I hope that it's
I-
you and your
Girlfriend,
your girlfriend that are on a plane together. So just everybody, you guys all heard that he said he's going to do it on his next flight. So that's when he's gonna be wearing his pod caddy.
Yeah.
Ideally, we do it when we go to a paintball event. So then you get to gift the pod caddy to somebody.
Oh, I do that.
Yeah, because we know a guy, so we can get another one.
Oh, okay. We'll
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
that's
if you're
right,
not
that's right.
able to gift it to someone, then you have to take it on another flight. Maybe when you fly somewhere to snowboard.
Ah, that could work. Yeah, we'll go
Okay, well,
snowboarding trip.
January 17, I'm flying for our first practice, so I can take it then.
Sick. With who? Who are you playing with?
Energy Elite now.
NRG Elite, baby. Let's go. So you chose to
Whenever you
fly all the
texted
way.
me.
You chose to fly. We're gonna get him on. We're gonna get him on in a second. We got some great guests. Long time listener, 1,000th time caller coming on here
Long time
shortly.
subscriber.
And then big shout out to Pate Smith Law. Doing all the insurance claims. He's working with you to make sure that you get the claim and negotiates everything and litigates insurance claims for you. So if you guys have any natural disaster claims, also is looking for people in the Florida region who do real roofing construction, so we can work with those guys. And they also review files for free and give you pointers and tips and let you know whether or not you should or should not file a claim. So and they do that all for free. Well, they do the advising for free. So yeah,
Speaking of Pate too, him and
Yeah.
Maddie are working on a move,
move of
the
the
event.
event. Yes.
the big bucks.
Yes.
Oh, they still haven't done that.
Yeah. And Caleb, my bad. We just thank you for reminding us.
No,
Pate owes you money.
no. Pate got him. I was talking
As
to
of
Pate.
as of today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
Caleb
thought
was
you
like,
meant,
"Hey, was I supposed to get anything from this?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." My bad. Yeah. So big shout out to Pate Smith Law, and then BFP Gear and Junior and Gina. You guys saw the commercial there. Make sure you guys go shop online at bfpgear.com. For every $50 that you spend, you get an entry into their like this mega just grand prize situation where you can win paint for a year, a custom Dynasty Dragon Force. You've got you got all sorts of great things. Sorry, I'm losing my costume. Let's go ahead and grab our guest and get him on the show real quick. Can you get back into that position that you were in with right there?
Come here.
Let's get Bingo back on there.
Bingo's long gone.
We got Alex FRAIGE here, was just making out with his dog. That's why I lost my train of thought.
I was actually in the doghouse.
Oh, is that what your doghouse looks like?
Yep.
Pretty nice.
Got the bike.
Oh, you are in the doghouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up. It's up. Can you guys how's the audio? Can you guys hear Alex? Want to make sure we got Alex here.
If you can hear me, I'm sorry.
Alex, you look good, man.
Dude, I miss you, man.
But
Dude, you're on
maybe
NRG, bro.
You could turn the subtitles on.
I told you your wildest dreams would come true one of these days.
Is that so? Oh God. Al, do you have pocket lint or anything? Can you check the speaker intake for your phone? There might be filled with belly button lint, and
you can't hear me?
we can barely hear you.
I'm on my computer.
Coach Beard says it's a little nasally.
I can call you from my phone. That might be better.
No, I think we're good. Maybe it could
Okay.
just be on my side. I'm not sure.
All right.
Billy Casey, he can hear you, but he's good at.
That's my dog, Billy Casey. I was tearing it up with him the other week.
There we go. You're good now. Yeah, you've been playing paintball. Let's talk about that.
Well, not really. I mean, I played it one day over at Ryan Podesta's field. I didn't
Well, no,
really
you said
play.
you
I just went up
brought
there
a
and
bunch of
took
those kids who'd never played before. That counts.
I just took some pictures with some of the kids up there, and then I left. So I was hoping that it would go on social media, and then all you guys would think I was playing.
Clever. I
That's
like
the
that.
key.
It is. Honestly, it really is. Like
So
you know,
what I typically do is I go out to the field with a bunch of different outfits early in the year, and then I take pictures in all the different outfits,
Mhm.
and I post one every weekend.
Smart move.
Then I never actually have to go to the field.
That's smart move. Smart move. We're gonna get Coach on a little later and see what he has to say about that.
We'll have to get some proverbs going, some quotes. Confucius say,
Confucius
"Go to bed
say.
with an itchy butt, wake up with a smelly finger."
Whoa.
Yeah. I actually had a good one last week. I literally was thinking about it this week. You get it though? Yeah. Because I always pick up dog poop. I don't know why, but it's because we don't wear shoes in our house. So when I'm in the front of the house, I take my shoes off and then I walk through the house barefoot. And then if I need to pick up poop in the backyard, I'm like, well, I don't want to walk all the way to the front, put my shoes on, and walk through the house. So I just kind of like tiptoe around in the backyard picking it up. But Confucius say, if you pick up dog poop barefoot, you're gonna get poop on your feet.
Well, I've stepped on your feet.
There you go.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, Ryan's a sage. So what do you guys think? Big off-season moves?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. People have been really eating it up here on the Spicka Span Show. We've got a lot of people, tuning in to just to hear the drops and the news and everything that's been going on. And it's actually kind of cool. It's funny. Obviously, it's been stressful for us a little bit, but at the same time, I think from reading a lot of the message boards from the Dynasty Champions Club and then Junior, who was like freaking out slightly. He was a little stressed. He's like, how do you guys deal with this?
Nah.
Your dog's rubbing his butt on your shoulder.
Yes. You guys, that's good luck.
It's called the brown shoulder.
It's good.
You heard of the cold shoulder? That's the warm shoulder.
Oh my God.
What do you guys think?
Oh
The warm shoulder.
Oh my God, man.
That's how Alex courted his wife also.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do you guys think is the best pickup so far this year?
Yeah, let's talk about that. What do we think is the best pickup of the year?
Got to be Marcella Margot to Impact, best pickup of the year of the
I mean,
century.
They're gonna be
that
great.
whole set
That
that
set
started
was- that
everything
set
is
was a good
like
one.
was a trump card.
Well, it was a big move because it shuffled everything up. You know, he took a top player from 3 different teams, right? But you know, I think that
Wasn't it 4?
guys have what's that?
Didn't he get 4 guys?
Was it 4?
Yeah, 4.
yeah.
He got
Oh
a
yeah,
Dynasty,
Tyler.
a
Rainey,
and
Yeah.
Bart.
So
and
4
a,
guys, and then
baseball.
it kind of like cascaded from there, right? Guys started leaving, and then Damage was forced to make some big moves,
Yeah.
right? So they picked up 2 guys.
I mean, did they make big moves in
Well,
comparison?
they picked up Chris Shear.
Oh yeah.
I mean, a lot of it seemed to be very, very targeted towards Dynasty, although Heat took it in the shorts pretty hard.
They did.
As well, losing.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that? Like Bart being able to come in and basically take any players he wants.
Well, we talked about it. I think it's good. I mean, it obviously is great if you're the guy getting picked up. It sucks if you're the team that just got hosed. But, you know, you can see firsthand how detrimental it can be to some other teams. So look at Blast Camp, that Heat just went in there and was like, all right, well, you guys are going to have to sell your spot now because we're going to take 3 of your guys, like, and you're not going to be able to financially, you know, recover from this.
I mean, look, I appreciate, like, this is like, for lack of a better term, like a business, right? Like a lot of these team owners are treating it like a business. However, it's kind of a unique situation because Bart Yakimek and Randy Smith own the league along with Dave Baines. I mean, those guys, especially Bart, has done a great job of creating an awesome environment for us to play. The league's never been better. It's a fair environment. The refs are awesome. Probably the best reffing I've ever been a part of in my, 85-year paintball career. Right? And I feel like the tournaments have never been better. Right? But you're in an interesting situation where the same person who's collecting the entrance fee also owns a team. So not only a team, one of the best teams. So, I kind of started thinking about this when Blast Camp got picked apart, right? I was like, imagine being Blast Camp where you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years trying to get your way up into pro, right? You're paying the entrance fee, you're paying the travel, you're getting to the tournament, you're chasing this dream to try to become a pro paintball team. And then you finally make it there, right? And you're competitive. They were competitive. They made us, I think, maybe 1 or 2 Sundays. They had a bunch of close games. They deserve to be there, right? I think they did buy their spot, but I am saying they're, obviously they got second to Paintball Fit.
They
deserve
played well.
Yes, they did. They deserved.
They had a great rookie season, I would say.
Yeah. Then, right at the end of your rookie season, one of these powerhouse teams who happens to be owned by the same guy who you're paying entry fee to, basically annihilate your team, and then you're gone, right? So, look, I appreciate that. And a wise, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So I was talking to somebody, and he was a pretty wise guy, and he said, you know what? You know the differences between you guys?
Funny, like, hey, you're a wise guy, or was he like?
No, a smart person.
Okay.
And he said, you know the differences between you guys and like he and Impact? I said, what? He said, you guys are competitors. Those guys are businessmen. And I thought about that, and I feel like if you want to prove yourself, if you want to test your zeal and your ability, you want to be playing against the best possible players, right? The best team, the most seasoned team, right? You want to test your resolve against the best people possible to prove yourself. So I feel like that's the way a true competitor looks at it, right? But a businessman will look at his competitors and say, how do I hurt them? Instead of how do I beat them?
Right.
Right. So in order to win, they'll use their resources to cripple their competition. Right. Instead of improving their own team with their own might, they cripple the other team. Right. Which, look, I mean, I don't know. I was trying to lean into that whole situation. I could go deeper in on it, but I'm not going to. But I will say the 2 biggest offseason moves so far for our team were Arturo and Harrison. And you don't hear about this story because they didn't take the offer. Right? It's the guys that didn't take the offer, in my mind, that are the biggest story. And right. I want to tip my hat to both of those guys for turning down money to stay on the team, right? Even after all those guys left, they still believe, right? And that's a heartfelt, and God, I mean, Ryan, Ryan has turned down hundreds of thousands of dollars to stay on the team over the years. I mean, that is not easy to do, right? And, man, I don't fault these guys for taking the money. It's real life. It's, they got families and aspirations and lives they want to live. And of course, money helps that. So look, no fault to those guys for taking the money, but it is funny when guys join up on the team and they're like, blue till I die, even, and then one offer comes rolling in and just bye-bye, it was an offer I couldn't refuse. Like, at this point, you're right. I'm not losing any sleep over it, because really I was also thinking about the last couple of years we were playing, and yeah, we won a bunch of tournaments and that was all great. But the one tournament, my favorite tournament out of that whole run, you know what it was?
I don't.
So right after we lost Tyler, it was that tournament out in Pennsylvania in that red dirt. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And we had a bunch of guys hurt. We had just lost Tyler. Morale was kind of low. And I think we won like a bunch of 1-point games or overtime games. We ended up in 3rd or 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And after that tournament, I was like, man, like the team showed a lot of grit there, a lot of fight. Like, we have a lot more left in the tank, right? We're like, I feel like something good is happening. And then after that, I feel like that's when the whole thing kind of started. But that's the tournament I look at. And now I'm thinking like, okay, this, for me, losing a bunch of guys like this, it gets me excited. It's kind of a gift in a way, to where we now get to experience the climb again. And that's what I remember. No one ever remembers, the glorious camping trip where you went and it wasn't cold and you were comfortable and you had a good time. What you do remember is the shitty ass camping trip where you had cold feet and you were wet and, it was a struggle. Those are the ones you remember, right? So like, I sort of revel in that, like, okay, here's another challenge. And now we get some new teammates, and we get to revitalize our old teammates and look at each other and give it another try. And yeah, I'm appreciative for that.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, I always say the same thing, right? With the best stories aren't the ones that end up with, yeah, and then I got home, like there needs to be some adversity, right? Otherwise it's just kind of, yeah. And then
I got laid again. Yeah. No, not me, pal. I'm still at the bar trying. Yeah. I have another shot.
I've got no shot.
Got down.
And with the exception of death or serious dismemberment, like every calamity or every injury is going to be a funny one. My buddy just fell off the roof, hanging Christmas lights.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, Mark. And the ladder, he like fell through the ladder. Like he's
and this guy's like a surfer and a snowboarder.
Yeah, yeah. The first thing I said after I said, "Man, are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, the ambulance, or not the ambulance. I had to go to the ER. I got the CAT scan." I go, "Was your Ring camera on?" Oh, no. And he goes, "Dude, that's the first thing I thought of." He goes, "I literally fell right in front of where it was, except I had just taken it up to recharge it while I was on the roof."
Oh no!
Hey Ryan, how funny would that be though? Like in a comedy movie where that happens, and then the guy's phone's in his pocket, and it says "Ding, motion detected," and he's like laying on the fucking ground, like.
Oh man! And like this morning we went surfing. Well, obviously he didn't, and Scott was like, "Dude, I drove by this sign that said we hang Christmas lights." And he's like, "I took a picture. I'm gonna send it in the group chat. Do you think it's too early?" Just look, it's gonna be okay as long as you know it's gonna be okay. Now, if he was like
actually hurt,
if he's in a wheelchair, the rest of his life, maybe we aren't gonna be chuckling about it. But he's gonna be fine. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. So, but yeah, I mean, it was. That's right. Like adversity, and it's always going to be a build. If everything's just easy, your story's not great.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But speaking of stories and teammates, we got a new teammate. Not a teammate. I'd say teammate. Also a fellow podcaster. And somebody who's I guess can play the guitar as well. Let's go ahead and bring Mike Bianca on. Coach Mike Bianca, is that we gave you more than one T-shirt? Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm-
good,
No,
good,
he
good.
bought
wearing
that
one of
shirt.
those.
Let's
He bought
go.
that shirt.
Yeah, no, that's the one you bought.
Oh, is this what? This is the one. This is the one I bought then. Yeah. Okay.
So
yeah.
funny story. We're courting Mike Bianca, and we're like, "Hey, Mike, you know, I think you'd be a great fit." You know, I think we had multiple, several hour-long conversations between several guys on the team. And we're like, you know, not sure if he's feeling it. And then all of a sudden, an order comes through on Shopify from our website. Mike Bianca just ordered a T-shirt, and we're like, first of all, we would have sent you one for free.
You gotta tell the rest of that story though, right? Because you texted me, right? The face palm, and you're like, we would have sent you one. And I remember what I told you. I was like, I was trying to be I should have known one of you jack wagons was watching the damn thing. And I was trying to just kind of be, you know, kind of supportive and like kind of hint without being obvious. And it was kind of funny. But and then you called me out on it, Ryan. I was like, dang it.
I was like, what does this mean? What does this mean?
Well, good to see you, Mike. I actually haven't even spoken to Mike since at all, actually.
You didn't even know what you look like. Yeah.
Yes. It's
Yeah, no, I
true.
wasn't quite
you
sure.
know.
I just
We
I'm
exchanged
grateful to have-
Confucius jokes in Texas, but that's about it.
Did he give you the itchy finger one?
He gave me the itchy finger one, and I gave him the one about.
Yeah.
I gave him the one about man who fart in church, sit in his own pew. And I got another one
You
for
guys
you,
are a
Alex,
match
you
made
know.
in heaven, man.
I
will-
got
I
a
will
bunch
say-
of those, Alex.
I am really happy to have Mike on. He's a really analytical mind, and I feel like we're going to be able to push things farther than we ever have from a tactical angle. And yeah, I mean, I'm happy to have that yellow belly skinny Kevin out of here. So I had about enough of him, rat bastard. You know what I'm saying?
I'm strangely uncomfortable right now.
Yeah. Can you pile it on, please?
Nah, skinny.
man.
You know, I love you, skinny.
So tell me about your guitar passion, it seems.
Oh, yeah. I was a lead guitarist in several bands.
Is that right?
In high school and college, and paid the bills actually at one time.
Really?
So, yeah. Listen, I'm a metalhead. Okay. My stuff has, it's expanded now. I'm not so much as I was, but yeah, I'm very much a metalhead. And, yeah, so I built this one. It's my Frankencaster. And then,
Dude, Eddie Van Halen. There you go.
yeah,
I know
Eddie's
what
the
that is.
man.
But there's not a Franken. Well, I guess that's a Eddie Van Halen thing, right? The Franken.
It is, yeah. Basically, you know, Eddie was one of those guys that loved the sound of humbuckers in the Les Paul, but he loved the feel of the Strat, you know. So he put the humbuckers in the Strat, and he kind of did his own thing, and it's pretty cool. And
You went with your own colors, though.
yeah. Well, I mean, this one's more like, you know, I love it's a San Dimas, Charvel San Dimas, out in y'all's neck of the woods,
And
California.
Venus high school football rules, baby.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so I tried to make a San Dimas. I built it. It's from parts from like a Jackson and from a Charvel and a Strat and all that stuff. So I just kind of pieced it all
So
together.
you think Eddie was the greatest of all time?
Greatest of all time? I mean, certainly in that genre. You could make the art. You get me into that thing, Alex. We're going to talk for hours.
This is Alex's favorite thing. Alex is like it's telling the same joke 4 times and rock and roll and music.
I love it. Confucius say, man who run behind, you know, in front of a bus gets tired, but him who runs behind it gets exhausted. So just remember that, Alex.
Rim shot, dude. You got a rim shot, Ryan?
I don't know if I want to answer that.
Okay.
A little personal, Al.
What have I got myself into?
Yeah. It's you know, the high level IQ conversation, we possess some of it, but it's not as on track as it is on the coach's show. This one takes hard left and right hand turns and devolves very quickly at times. So apologies for that.
No, don't apologize at all. By the way, Damien, how are you, sir? Kyle, good to see you.
What's up?
So, yeah.
So Damien just went with just signed with NRG Elite. Why did you choose?
No, hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
When people use that term signed with, I kind of take umbrage with that. Like, no one signed anything.
That's why Alex and I are going to get along well.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to play with NRG Elite, right?
Yeah.
You might have a point here.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
you didn't sign shit.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong.
What is it that motivated you to play with them over staying kind of in a local scene as much?
I think it was a lot more promised on their end. As far as like, I definitely wanted to take a different approach at the game this year. I think I have a very this idea of me. I like to like mess around a lot and like joke around. And with that comes the whole perception of like that I don't really take the game super serious. And I kind of wanted to step away from that. I was like batting a lot of things in life. I was like, setting into my career. I finally was stable with that. And then I wanted to like just have fun with paintball, but I think I overstepped with that. And was trying to have fun in different ways. And I quickly realized that. And then now I want to approach the game in a more serious manner, and kind of like just get better. And I care about that now. So I think energy was just like the perfect position for me as far as like the personnel on the team, the possibilities, the opportunities that I have, and what was promised. So I kind of
What was promised?
Yeah.
I mean, we can just, one thing I'll put out is just a significant amount of playtime. And that was
That's good.
the biggest thing to me. And I had some other options that I was kind of like weighing. But that one is the one that seemed like the most desirable for me. So that's kind of where I went. And I know it's kind of a hike. It's all in the far East Coast. But
I feel you, man. Like you've been on kind of all these teams where you were with us and pretty much didn't play at all. Then with Iron Man and like got in there a little bit, but I don't know what type of environment that was for you. But I do think that I mean I think you're ready to be tested.
That's important though. That's actually a really good factor, right? Because you don't really know until you know. And a lot of teams will. It's a performance-based thing, and some teams are kind of cliquey, right? That I think is something you experienced on
you guys?
one of the previous.
Let me ask you.
I think you were in on everything.
NRG. It's NRG. Does that stand for something?
I
think it's
I know the son of the owner has like a CBD company.
No, I think Alan. It might be Alan's company.
No, that's called WTS America.
I always thought it was just a play on the word energy.
That's what I thought it was.
That would make sense.
But why would you just not call it energy?
I think
because it's like this new age thing where you drop all the vowels.
So here we were just talking about, it's good to know when you don't know.
Yeah. I think
Let's
that's
just
right.
all make
They just
something
drop
up.
the vowels.
Let's see what the internet says what energy stands for.
God.
I think they dropped the vowels. And it's not.
It's funny because I was actually talking to Ryan Smith because I was trying to go to Heat, when all that stuff was going on, but I guess they were like really in motion with the whole 3 Blast Camp guys. So there was like a slight pause on it, and then I just went with energy. But
the first thing is it's just an abbreviation for the word energy.
Yeah, I could get behind that one.
Profound.
File format.
Mike, what would you say were some of, and I don't know if you heard Alex's, Alex made a really good point about the biggest off-season moves, but what do you think are some of the bigger off-season moves that have shocked you? And if you want to give like a couple of like ratings, like if you think like some of the best moves that have been made.
Well, I think we all agree that, I mean, if you're talking about best moves, I'm going to try and remove the Dynasty cap here and just.
Oh, come on.
No.
This is the perfect time, dude.
No,
Mike Bianca to Dynasty works, but it's okay. We can, you
Well,
don't want to. That's fine.
That's not what I was getting at, but but thank you. No, I mean, obviously you can't deny the fact that Impact just picked up a nuclear arsenal, right? That's pretty significant. I think Fetty to Tauntauns was pretty incredible. I'm really happy for Lackey. I think he's gonna really. I think he's gonna do some really cool things. I think really excited about that. Obviously, sheer to damage. That's significant. Gosh, there's been so many though, Ryan, and I wish I was prepared. I was working before I got on here, and I'm actually.
Dude, you are a person. I already know you're prepared. You don't need notes. You've got the data up here. Like you don't need to have a computer screen in front of you. You can just off the cuff. Let's just
Yeah, off the cuff. I mean, it's hard to ignore those big elite moves, right? Honestly, I think one of the really, it's not a move, but one of the better decisions, Kyle, I feel is Mark, right? I think is Mark stepping in there and taking over the coaching role. I don't think it got enough coverage. Matter of fact, we tried to talk about it on the coaches show. I think Mark doing that is going to be significant for AC Diesel. There's just so much going on in the league right now. It's absolutely insane. I made a joke about it. I felt like we were in Dr. Strangelove, right? Riding the missile. You're the cowboy riding the missile down to big explosion because the whole MLPB and professional division is just blown up.
Come on, Ryan, play it.
Play what?
The video of me doing the Dr. Strangelove on the missile.
No way. No way. You have this?
Yeah.
Let me find it.
That's incredible.
I agree with you though, Mike. It's interesting. Like I kind of leaned into that. Like, what are the biggest moves? The biggest moves are the people who didn't move. In a lot of ways. Like the biggest move for our team was Arturo and Harrison turning down money and staying on the team.
Absolutely.
Those were the two biggest.
Talked to Harrison about that tonight.
Yeah. And then Kyle, I remember when you guys left to go to the Latin Saints, or was it Latin Saints? I don't know. You were on Impact. Maybe it was Diesel.
No, it was Latin Saints.
And they were putting together this thing like, you could stay on Impact. Like stick with Bart. He'll be loyal to you. You can do a lot for that team. I feel like you made a poor decision by moving at that point.
Me?
Yeah. You.
Well, it was for $80,000.
It was before that though.
What?
It was what? Didn't you go on Latin Saints?
I left Impact for Latin Saints because I actually was going to stay.
Yeah, but you didn't get the $80,000.
That's fantastic.
I got 30,000 for one event, 33,000 for one event.
Anyway, I think that was a poor decision and a long-term decision. But this time, staying with Mark, I think is a big move for you, right? Like I think it's a wise move, right? Like you're going to become one of the leaders of that team. You have a real chance to prove yourself without Mouse. Like I think it's a good move. And I felt the same way when you went to the Saints that time. Anyway, yeah, back to Mike. That's an interesting thought about Mark.
Yeah, but I think that you make the valid point, Alex, and you headed me off at the pass, but I think that's really a big story. Those people who aren't moving right now. I do think the Heat situation is interesting. That one I didn't see coming, and everyone talks about how at the beginning of the season, usually you've got a little bit of a lull before the moves start happening, and we talk about that first domino falling. And it wasn't just a domino that fell. Someone came up and just slapped the board off the table, first hit. and everyone's running around picking up pieces now. And
that's Ryan's move. Remember Ryan? Dude, Oliver and I used to work Ryan at Monopoly, and he would just get pissed and just
that's not even remotely true. The only thing that's true about that is somehow they made Monopoly a team game. So the two of them, they could not ever beat me. So they would just give each other free rent as they moved around the board and only charged me.
Man, I am.
And then they would trade. Like, can I get a loan so I can buy this thing? I was like, it's not a team game, you guys.
All right, Ryan, I'm adding that to the psych profile.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll give you a whole dossier. I'll give you a dossier. And Mike, I'll be up front. With me, it's going to be very simple. To manage me, all you have to do is say that it's going to be okay. And I did a good job.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me it's going to be okay. I'm not sick.
I have a pocket full of Tums for him.
You're not sick.
You're not sick. Not sick.
One move that I feel like hasn't been talked about a lot was Archie leaving.
Yeah.
Or is that?
Yeah.
Dude, this whole thing is a fugazi, bro. I swear to God. I mean, do you think, Ryan, that those guys had it all set up for Impact? Like, beforehand?
I don't know if they had it set up in at World Cup. They may have been talking about it, but it's a possibility. I mean, to orchestrate a move like that, there's got to be a lot of wheels moving prior. I've heard from people that it was set up prior, but I just don't know that I believe it. I mean, what happens if we had beaten Impact and we won the tournament?
Ooh.
Or, you know, like, would Marcelo have left? Maybe. Right.
Yeah,
So I think that there were some catalysts that helped to propel that movement forward. I think Tyler was gone already.
Yeah.
He was over that whole thing.
And I will go back to you, Mike, or somebody was talking about Heat, and yeah, you didn't see that coming. You said the reason you didn't see it coming is because that wasn't their plan. Their plan was to take our guys, which then our guys said no, and then that was plan B.
Right. Right. You know, it's been interesting ever since, you know, you guys have has brought me on, and I've been able to talk to a lot of different people and kind of peek behind that curtain, and it's kind of dirty and smelly back there. When you hear about, you know, some of these things like you're alluding to, Alex, right? A lot of these things like you said, it's cutthroat. It's absolutely cutthroat. And it's incredible to me, you know?
Yeah. And it's hard. There's a big discrepancy between all of the teams below, you know, Bart, Randy, Joe, CJ, and Alex Martinez, right? Like there's not a lot of space to make moves at your choosing below those 4 teams.
Right.
Yeah. Like we're kind of at the mercy of what other people do. And the one thing we have going for us is like the prestige of the team, right? Like we have, you know, players on the team that are experienced and can, like, literally when we picked up Mike Arena, like I like to use, this is a good example. So
there's a big move, by the way.
Yeah. So we, him to the right.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mike Arena was on that team from
DMG.
Oh no.
DMG, yeah.
That other
Elevation.
Yeah. And then he went on DMG, and while Mike was on DMG, they got relegated. And he was kind of just floating out there, and I don't think anyone really put any stock in him at all. Like he had never won anything. He was kind of just an okay guy on a bad team. And we're like, hey, look, Yosh actually was like, that guy's good. And I'm like, you know what? I always like get into it with him at practice or at tournaments, right? Like I'm always like in hand-to-hand combat with that guy, and he never backs down. And he's got that fuck you that it's hard to teach, you know? It's a lot easier to take a guy like that and pull the reins in on him than it is to teach a guy who's really conservative to play like that. So we picked him up, and I told him when we picked him up, I'm like, dude, don't worry, man. In a couple of years, you're going to go be able to play for Impact for a bunch of money, you know, and that is what happened. But they a different team tried to grab him the year before, but he stuck it out. I think he turned down an offer to stay on the team, and then he ended up getting an MVP and, you know, putting his name really on the map, right? And I feel like a lot of that, and look, I love Mike, and I'm happy that he's in paintball and he's a premier player now, but I feel like, you know, we have a little piece of all that because, you know, we, for lack of a better term, taught him how to play.
Sure. I was actually talking to Oliver last night, and we were talking about, it's actually kind of cool that Mikey's like, right when all those guys come to the team, and Mikey's still good. It's not like he's gonna get sat, but he's like, I'm not gonna go with the hype. I'm gonna
he wants to prove himself, man. That's what Mikey wants.
Yeah,
he wants to prove himself.
Yeah,
he's a competitor. Mikey is.
And Ryan, you were talking about catalysts, right? Oh, I'm sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. All I was gonna say is this: is the Dynasty has that one thing, right? Like we can take a guy like hopefully Kyle Berry and make him into a star. Yeah. And in a couple of years, his stock's gonna go up, and then he can, you know, do what he wants.
Yeah. Intrinsic value.
Yeah.
But you were talking, Ryan, you were talking about, you know, these catalysts, right? That created or led to these things. And I, you know, obviously you can't overlook the fact that several of these people, look, you know, everyone talks about how money talks. There are some things that are more important to others, but, you know, money can certainly talk. I think there's that idea, that concept of, hey, we're going to get the band back together. It's going to be those 4 friends and everything. but you know, and that might have been, oh, wouldn't that be cool? And then maybe Bart hears about this and he pounces on the opportunity and just sweetens the pot and starts throwing the money. And so, you know, there's that, as you said, there's that kind of, hey, wouldn't that be cool? That'd be neat. Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
cool.
can facilitate this. I can make that happen.
Right. And I can make this happen because look at these, you know, figures that I'm about to dump, you know. So,
and a lot of the guys, like you said, like it's a cool thing to get their group back. They're all together on Aftermath. And a lot of the guys like that want to have their cake and eat it too. Right. So like, if that deal was like, you know, 1 or 2 guys, maybe it doesn't happen. Like Kyle, you can relate to that. Like when you guys all jumped, it was like all about going together, because, you know, I think a lot of these big name players are afraid of going by themselves and making it happen by themselves. Right. I do believe that.
Well,
you know,
yeah, that's for sure. I mean,
the one guy I saw do that. Like, I mean, to my chagrin, Oliver wanted to do it by himself. Like he left in 2005 to a depleted Ironman team and went over there and wanted to make it happen. He wanted to do it himself.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like
he didn't try to pull back any of our guys. Like he just went and did it himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what I was gonna say is, you know, like let's go back to the Latin Saints move when that was the biggest. That was the last big like riveting shift here in paintball, and it was kind of one of those things. It was like, well, I'm not gonna go. Like, I don't want to go play with this guy that has all these guys that were really not pros. There's all the guys from Latin America. Like, I'm not gonna be the first one to go, but if I can get J-Rab to come with me, then we can do that. If there's 2 of us, so you're just enhancing the gravity that's pulling everybody else into that, and then you shake out everybody who's not going to be there. And so that's the one thing. Like maybe Marcelo doesn't go to, you know, Tyler goes to Damage, and then Rainey goes back to X Factor, and next thing you know, Bart's like, hey Marcelo, you want to play? He's probably like, nah, I don't know. Like that's just not sweet enough, right? But now the gravity has increased because there's something cool about this. There's a new thing that I'm doing. And it's not like I'm doing something new with those 4 guys with the leverage team, you know, like the 4 of us and like some other guys that just jumped up from semi-pro. So it's like a lot more stability. You're not like, you're kind of like just moving laterally with some better guys rather than
it's a promise that you're going to be really good.
Yeah.
You know, you have a great team.
One thing too about that, and I know I brought up on the show that was really cool with Mouse. I know it's not super relevant to your guys' point here, but I wasn't gonna go. I was gonna stay on Impact, and Mouse's offer was 90,000, and Diego was saying 70, and Mouse said, "I'm gonna give you 10,000 cash of my money so that we'll be equal." And he did. He gave me like the cash. Just I remember the stack of cash like from him out of his pocket, which is pretty cool. Like,
bro.
Yeah, sweet.
Nobody would do that.
Let's see, Ryan. That's Park Place with 3 houses. That'll be $575.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, let's talk about let's start talking about now. So Dynasty gets picked apart. People, the trolls online were saying it's over for Dynasty. You guys should hang it up, like, you know, this and that. And then we begin to put a plan in place, because obviously everything happened for us relatively quickly. Now, we knew that Archie was not going to be playing with us in a closed Zoom meeting with the team. We didn't know he was going to play with somebody else, but he was basically like on a Tuesday or Wednesday was like, hey guys, just want to let you know, like, I'm here with the team. I just am not going to be, I'm taking a step back, not going to be playing paintball. And, when we started developing our list, okay. One of the things on the top, we're like, okay, let's get a short list together, or a long list of guys. Do we need 1s? Do we need 2s? At that point in time, we knew we kind of wanted both. And then, you know, we started kind of narrowing it down. I actually put a poll up on the Dynasty Champions Club as well, just to see if there's anybody that we had been missing or forgot. And there were actually a couple names in there. We're like, yeah, you know what? Let's do that. And then there were a couple names. It was like Yosh said, you know, like let's reach out to these guys that might not be gettable, because you don't know until you know. Yeah. Right. So, you know, we asked some guys candidly, like, hey, we can't offer you a whole lot, but we'd love to have you play for us. And then, you know, there was an outpouring of players who were like, hey, I'd love to, you know, give you my, I would love to play for Dynasty, which is awesome to see, you know, because in a relatively dark time for the team, when you got guys that are you know, who had committed to you, like this and that, and you get the other teams that are trying to like bang our door down, or burn our house down rather at the same time.
I mean, it's like this. It's like me going to a bar trying to pick up a chick versus you. You're like a Bart, and I'm like a Dynasty.
Huh.
So like I go in the bar and I'm like, look, I have no money. In fact, I don't even have a house.
The other way around.
And I'm horribly ugly. I'm disfigured.
Yeah, I can
And
see
you
it.
go in and
I
you're
can see
like,
it.
I can
hey
see
baby, check me out. I'm a cop.
it.
Oh man.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
push
doing
ups.
the push-ups. Yeah,
Push ups.
Speaking of which, yeah.
We need to work on that form though,
He's
Alex.
starting to shake
Yeah,
too. He's starting to shake.
Oh yeah, I think you got
Better?
It's a little bit better. It's a little bit better.
Yeah, pelvis down.
There you go. There you go. That's better. Good. Good.
I can't get too close to the ground because my nose.
Alex
touches.
did beat me in a jump roping competition though one time.
Yeah. He's just doing this because I've never seen him do a push-up in my entire life, by the way, Mike. I think he's just trying to show off.
Come on, Mike.
You because you're
Have
here.
you guys been counting?
It's
Dude,
AI.
I'm stoked for you.
Yeah,
man.
you're at 13.
Yeah, you just have Bob looping the video. I saw this on the first Speed movie.
Yeah. Have you ever seen
I
the
saw
movie?
this on Speed 1.
Speed,
with
yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Hey, so yeah, so it looks like and sounds like Alex is fired up and is ready to get back on the field again.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So back kind of when so we make a move. You know, we talk conversations with Mike, bring Mike into the fold immediately to try to figure out what pieces of the puzzle we need. Then, you know, someone we've been talking to for a long time, Kyle Berry, we secure him because again, guys that are good in the scramble are guys that, you know, like that they can always be good, versatility. And then we kind of settled on 3 names that we were really kicking around. I'm not going to say all 3 of them, but we were wondering, do we want to get another number 1 player, or do we want to get somebody who can play the number 2 and if need be, get up front as well, possess all those skills, and versatility seemed to be kind of the thing that was beating everybody out. And we had conversations with a lot of people. I think I might have talked to Maddie for a combination of 6 or 8 hours already since we've lost all of our guys. And that was it, you know, like we wanted that versatility. So Mike, you can introduce our newest Dynasty member as well as kind of some of the thought process behind it.
Oh wow, I get to introduce the new player?
He's not gonna be on the show, but you get to this.
I get to say the name tonight.
Drop. Yeah, hit it.
We're
You
breaking
want to
it.
say it before the name? I just saw that.
You just however you want to do it. Yeah, you can fire it up.
So is this like a juicy? Yeah.
You should say it in like Pig Latin or something.
I guess
Like some
Pig
cipher
Latin,
code.
Well, you know what? Let's just cut to the chase. I wish I was more prepared.
Oh, come on. See, this is good. This is a test. It's a test.
Oh, it's a test. You gave me plenty on that first phone
Come
call.
up with shit on the fly.
It's in complete turmoil. Alex is
Pull down that guitar and sing the name to Jesse's girl.
Oh, now that would be cool.
Ryan's girl.
So it came, as Ryan alluded to, it came down to 3 names. 2 were more versatile than 1. And it really did come down to, I mean, it was neck and neck. We spent another hour on a Zoom call discussing.
Uh-oh, did we lose audio?
Right up. Wait, pause.
Commercial break.
Commercial break.
Okay, you can keep going. Oh yeah, hold on.
We will be right back.
Of
I
course.
can hear you. I can't hear Mike.
Okay, start talking again, Mike.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Everybody's freaking out. Okay, go again.
Funny.
Turn up the volume.
Like you said,
I know you have it.
like he's screaming the name in
Saying on
front.
the other on the back end.
No, it doesn't change this.
Oh.
All right, go ahead.
All right. And without further ado, the name is.
He's doing it on purpose.
I did that on purpose. I did that. The newest dragon is Mr. Joe Barrett, formerly of Impact.
There we go.
Nice.
Joey B.
I'll tell you what. I've been playing this show for a long time, and he's a pain in the ass to play against. So yeah, I'm glad I don't have to play against him anymore, other than in practice.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the things. Like a couple of the factors that we wrote it in the Instagram post and the thank you post, or the welcome post. But and Mike, you were kind of like, that's actually really interesting to hear when we mentioned that. It's like when you're playing against a team, and this is one of the reasons we picked up Harrison, right? We're like, dude, he is such a pain in the ass to play against. We want to harness that energy, right? And that's how we look at it for pretty much everybody. That's how Blake got on the team. Blake was a divisional player. And back when we were practicing at Camp Pendleton way back when, there was no one to play against, so we just had, I think it was like the D3 team, whatever that team was. And he was the guy in the black jersey running down the Doritos shooting us all. We're like, okay, well, it's enough of that. Let's pick him up. So that's how we got Devin Odell. He beat us a lot for the Chili Peppers. That's how we got Archie, Billy Bernaccia, all these guys that have played on the team over the course of the last 25 years. Generally speaking, we're like, we are having a hard time containing this guy, or he's giving us problems on the field. We need to try to get him together.
Yeah, really, like, I mean, there's so many good players out there. It's all just about finding, how to get them in and put them into the piece of the puzzle that they fit into, and empower them to be themselves and, really play to their strengths, right? Because along the, throughout the course of our team, we haven't picked up a lot of guys that were like star players on another team already. We picked up, the medium guys on like okay teams, but with potential. And I feel like, I mean, Joe's more of a journeyman. Joe's been around, like Joe's a good player. He's smart, but I feel like with Joe and Kyle, like those guys are ready. Like they've been around enough. They pay their dues. They're still in it. They want to be here, right? Like that's a big factor too. Like that's why I'm really excited for you too, Mike. Like I really believe you want to be here. And yeah, I think I'm very excited.
Yeah. It's funny, Ryan, you called me out there. It's true. It was that aspect when you guys all started saying he's a pain in our butts. And I went, wait, back up. And I kind of locked onto that. And you might recall during the call, I wanted everyone to kind of talk about that a little bit more. And and ultimately that was a factor that weighed heavily into my decision. Because as you know, I'm very analytical, and I was being very analytical, and I was trying not to be the guy that comes in and says, I believe this. And I want to look at the facts. I'm a data-driven decision maker. And so that's why it looked like we were going in circles for a little while, but
we sure were.
It was intentional though, right? To get the right conversation, the right data out of everyone. And once you guys kind of locked in on that, I mean, well, let's explore that a little bit more. And it made sense. It made sense to me. So
I wanted Joe on Diesel.
Yeah.
Did you? I mean, he's a glue guy, man. Like it's hard to find, like there's not that many guys like that are just, out there doing the thankless thing that is really making a difference in the point. Right. Like so many times I've been in a spot and been playing against Joe and be like, I can't fucking get this guy in, And then I'm like, I gotta do something else now. And then then it's changed, what's so funny?
That I'm just gonna do something else now.
Yeah. I'm just gonna do something.
Yeah, I can't get him in. What's going on the Dorito side? Hey,
what are you guys doing over there? Hey, let me breathe.
Yeah,
I usually close my eyes and just yell for Ryan.
Ryan, do something.
Just blame it on him too.
It's one of those things where you've seen Joe and you've heard Joe's name a lot in a lot of infamous matches. And it wasn't until I shared the booth with him up with Maddie where I realized just how intellectual how he really does look at this match from, the game from an academic perspective. And that's when he got on my radar, is sharing the booth with him and hearing him talk about the match. And that's when I was like, hey, this guy knows his stuff,
Totally. He guested with us as our pro. The TJ Bastard is the team that Mouse and I coach for WCBL. And he was incredibly helpful at this last event of the year. And I can't say enough good things about him and just his mind for the game. He was like a coach on the field and was giving back like all the important information back to Mouse and I that, you don't usually get from a lot of players.
Right. Yeah, strong communicator. Strong.
Yeah, and then another thing we talked about, you know, which I really like your thought process on as well, or your stance on rather, is that critical thinking aspect, right? So too often you'll get guys that come onto teams and they're like, just kind of want to like just let me know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the things, you know, and Kevin was good at like letting us blow off steam, which is also, Mike, you've already witnessed it enough to be able to see like, okay, I'm gonna let this go for a minute and then we'll figure out if something's gonna we're gonna polish this diamond or we're gonna, you know, break it. But it's important that there's ever changing and ideas are flowing, and it's not just one person making the decisions constantly. There's no dictator. And we've relied on it, as even though some guys think maybe that's me, but we've relied. I just push a lot. We've relied heavily on this concept of a group decision, and like we need to polish every little kink out, and so that is, you know, born from critical thinking.
Yeah,
which is discussion.
Critical thinking and goal setting, right? I think goal setting is the key to growth for any team. I believe that every step forward, no matter how small, it's a victory, right? And with each small victory, the larger victories will get closer and become within reach. And I think that's what we really need to be focusing on, right? I mean, I can't wait for that first practice. Oh man, stoked.
No, bro.
So,
I got to go, guys. But I will say this: I'm really looking forward to seeing all of you. Mike, if you ever, when you have problems with Ryan,
I was about to say
we can have a little signal.
Have a safe word.
Yeah, safe word.
Not even a word. It has to be more discreet than that. Where you're signaling to me, and I will just tell him to shut up.
Okay, Roger that, man. Hey, I do want to talk to you. You're the only one on the team. You're the only one on the team I haven't had a one-on-one conversation with yet. You and Arturo, actually. So,
well, his safe word that he uses with his wife is pickles, but so
whoa,
pickle.
Oh my god.
So just anything but that.
Yeah. Okay.
Shut up, Ryan. I just gave him the signal. Hey, you guys are great. Damien.
Love you, buddy. See you soon.
What NRG stands for. Report back.
I got you. I'll let you know.
Miss you, pal.
Yeah, you too, buddy. See you
Bye,
soon.
Kyle. Hopefully you're checking the toilet paper in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always check the toilet paper first.
Always.
So thanks, Al. So yeah, Mike, a couple of the other moves that kind of went on. Shock grabbed some new bodies. What do you think of their off-season moves? I mean, I think Connor Kelly was huge
Connor Kelly, huge pickup. Now you've got a 1-2 punch there. You got some serious depth, right, with him and Hosky, and you know, that's a big deal. You know, the Bears guys going over there, I understand it to a perspective, because I mean, if you talk about smash mouth paintball, that's aftershock, and I think all three of those guys fit that mantle very well. I've played against the Altmore guys forever, right, all the way down to D3. So yeah, that smash mouth paintball type, it just fits. I'll be honest, I was surprised by it.
Yeah, a lot of people were.
It was one that I didn't at first understand, right? And then then the more I thought about it, and I think it made more sense. So
yeah, the way you just broke it down, it kind of makes that makes sense, right? Because I was kind of trying to wrap my head around it also, and I was talking to Maddie a little bit, and he's like, well, they're extremely aggressive. There's like hyper aggressive type guys, and honestly, that's kind of Shock's little MO to a certain extent, and honestly, like from a coaching perspective, right? It's already in Shock's blood, and if you look at the success of the Russians or the Red Legion, that's like they're 110% at all times. They're all gas, and so if you're like, you know what, let's try that. Yeah. You know, let's try to because if you look at the games where they ended up losing, especially in Chicago, look at the Chicago ones. They lost to us. They were up by 3 2 different times. and they tried to do a different type of mindset. They played the field differently.
Mm-hmm.
And then they lost that. Then the same thing happened to X Factor. X Factor was up on them by 3, then scored 6 unanswered points because that team kind of clams up. And just, this is like a coaching question, I guess. And what I was saying is, what do you think contributes to that sort of game? Like why is it that when a team has the momentum, they're up by 3 points and they're like, you know what, we got 4 minutes on the clock, it's in the bag. And it rarely ever is. Like, so what is it there?
It's several different factors. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a trip here.
All right. I got my sweatshirt.
So to me, coaching is about simplicity, right? Getting your players to play better than they think they can. Very applicable. Paintball players always try to overcomplicate things. And whereas our game can certainly be complicated with several, let's just call them adverse nuances, it is just as easy to make it academic. If A, then B, if C, then D. And if you don't know how to explain it simply, then you don't understand it either, right? So what I'm trying to say with all of this is, I think a lot of times the idea is, okay, hey, why step off the gas? You hear these terms like these cliches. Oh, they stepped off the gas, or, oh, they quit doing what that got them there, and they did this, that, and the other. You know what? The other team has a lot to do with that too. And I think people forget about that aspect. We're playing a 3-dimensional game here. It's not just, hey, okay, go to these 5 bunkers and hold for 4 minutes. I don't know any coach that sits there, and you might call a hold play at a specific, but these last couple layouts, only a few of them could be held. And even that hold's only going to, so probably only good for about a minute 10, minute 30, depending on where the first collapse, the first domino is. And understanding how to break that, teams train to break that. If there's a layout that has a hold capability, there are teams that are training to break that. And if they're not, they're foolish. So to really answer your question, instead of just meandering like I have a tendency to do, I don't think it's always the play call. I think it's that those players sometimes get in those high pressure situations and they think, okay, I have to live. My body's more important at this moment. And so there's a lot of different psychology and mentalities that go into the different players that go out there. One player might be thinking, I've got to value my body and stay alive for the next 4 minutes because we're up by 3. It's in the bag. The other guy across the field's got a different mentality, thinking, man, I'm not what I'm doing. I'm going to do this. And next thing you know, not everybody's on the same page, even though the coach called for a specific play. So it's really about making, we talk about, firing on all cylinders, rolling together, doing this thing. When we sit there and we talk about culture and we talk about doing things together, that's what it's about. It's making sure everyone understands, hey, are we valuing our body, or are we going and doing what we're supposed to do? Or is it this thing, or is it that thing? And everybody better agree before that buzzer sounds. Otherwise, you end up with teams giving up 3-point leads. I don't know if that answers your question.
No, it did. It did. And I think the way that you kind of, the disconnect, I think, is an important one, right? Because what's the Mike Tyson quote?
Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face.
Eat his ear. Yeah, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, right? So if some guys are doing one thing and the other guys are doing another, and they're not kind of on the same page, or you just try to just like a little bit more, I always say, like, you alive is more important than them dead is a big one. And some guys just want to engage just a little tiny bit more. But if you allow guys to come into if you don't put enough pressure, then guys get a little, they get, and then they're hitting those shots. There's a lot of it that's behind, I'm a big fan of, if you're up 3 or 4 points, like, obviously what you're doing is working. And I always find that it's the fifth body problem, right? It's the fifth guy. Like, you're like, okay, let's go to 5 safe spots. Well, there never are 5 safe spots on the field.
No.
So I always say, like, dude, let's take that 5th guy and let's meet them in the middle, or let's run to the snake, because the snake is is makeable, or let's take a bite with that one guy, because otherwise, like at World Cup, otherwise you're doubling up that stupid little W on the Dorito side, or you're doubling up the little temple over there, or you're running. It's like there's a 5th guy that's just never the safest. but you can almost guarantee that if it's like a 45-second point or a 1-minute point, there's going to be one of their guys in the middle. So let's meet that fool there and let's stop him when we get there.
Right. Right.
So I don't know. Yeah, I guess timing is always a big thing. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's just a mindset. Like when to send it and when not to.
Timing's key. Timing's the key to almost any, whether it's an aggressive or defensive play, right? I don't like to use the term defensive. I talk about risk management, right? Because that risk management is going to have gears, right? When to throttle up, when to throttle down. I prefer to look at it that way as opposed to saying, oh, we're playing defensive. No, we're throttling down a little bit, but we're not going to shift gear over here, or we're going to, I do believe that there has to be, I always akin it to a boxing match, right? Here's my jab and here's my footwork. Oh, here's the overhand right. So that's the type of mentality I think a lot of people need to understand. Too many people, especially divisional coaches, get stuck in this rut of, there's two speeds, right? We got our 60-second point and then we got everything else. And that's the key in any team that can adapt and shift, right? And what I call, as I alluded to earlier, throttle control. Understand that, then you're going to be a lot more adaptable and a lot more in control of the tempo of a game. And I believe that's key. So,
yeah, like the organization factor too, when you're like kind of making that step up, like Damien, you're the most recent off of the pro to semi-pro kind of, what is that different X factor that you see between the two kind of semi-pro and pro?
It's actually funny that he said that. That is like the biggest thing in semi-pro. There's only two speeds. Like, you have these fast. It's crazy that he said that. It's like literally to a T. People just don't understand like the whole throttle,
the tempo
analogy. Yeah, like it's just it doesn't exist. And like I've always said, like semi-pro to pro is the biggest jump, and just mainly because of that. Because in pro you have teams that understand how to play both. Maybe not like obviously like one better than the other, but in semi-pro it's like teams don't play them both. They don't know how to, be proficient in both. So you just, what you're going up against every single, team that you play in semi-pro. So it's like you have that upper hand. But I don't know. Yeah, semi-pro is definitely lacking that. And it's more of an individual kind of style of paintball. It's very like, I like to correlate it to like Europe, where it's very heads up, gunfighting style of paintball. So, and I think that's why like Fit was just like so good. Like they just understood the game to like a whole different level. They weren't engaging in those stupid fights. It's like they knew already, right? So yeah, I think that's like for sure.
What I liked about Fit's style is they would create a reaction, right? It's very, I akin it to the martial arts, right? There's certain techniques and styles and all these things, but we're not talking styles because styles limits you. But let's say if I pop you in a certain gut and you drop that elbow now, well, it led to the overhand elbow, and then there's the headbutt. No, and here's now the kick to the knee and the sweep, right? So I'm creating a reaction out of you. And then once I've created that opening, I'm hitting you somewhere else. And Fit did a really good job of adapting they attacked the weakness really well, and they recognized it really fast. Their processing speed was 10 times faster than it was at the beginning of the season. And it was just really cool to watch.
For sure.
Mike, I got a question for you. I was actually going to look it up. It's two-part question. One, did Hurricanes already do their tryouts?
They had their tryouts this past week. For the record, and this is not for the record, and this is not.
This doesn't
everyone knows this. I went down and I helped out because I made a commitment that I would help
That's
out
awesome.
before the coup de grace there. They had tryouts this weekend. Yes, they did. And but I think they're also going to have a follow-up in January. So
was there a good turnout?
There was a great turnout, and there was a lot of great talent down there. I'll tell you, we need to keep them on the radar. And I'm not just saying this because I come from the camp, but they are motivated. They are motivated. There was a lot of talk about certain players maybe taking a step back, and I think they're going to be even stronger now. I think they're bringing in the right stuff. They've got the right attitude.
Don't tell us that.
Well, I'm telling you that.
I'm not.
I'm-
now that I'm
I'm-
not in that. Now that I'm not ruining things over there, they're gonna be in a great place. Hang on,
I'm
what?
I'm telling you that because we're gonna have to work hard. We're gonna have
Yeah,
to work
motivation.
hard this season, right? And we're not looking past anybody, brother, right? My role as a coach is to, like I said, is to maximize a guy's potential. All I keep thinking about is how awesome Dynasty is to watch when they're at their maximum potential. So that's something coaches don't think about often, right? If on a scale of 1 to 10, I have a couple of 6s and a couple of 7s, and I'm highly competitive in the league. Well, what happens if I get everyone to a 7, or my 7s go to an 8 and my 6s go to a 7? It's on, baby. And so that's what we got to get going, man. Right? We got to get going. We got to take it to the next level, and that's not going to be hard to do. You guys know how to win. You guys know how to win.
I would say Alex looks wise is probably more of a 5 or a 6, maybe pushing a 5.
5. Okay. Hang on. Let me grab this going into the,
because we are Southern California, so that's what I thought, and we're very vain. So I thought that's what we were talking about.
All right, psych profile.
What happens when you're dealing with like guys of older age and like they're at an 8, and then they hit just a bump, and they rather than going down just a 7 like an average person, they drop down to a 4, and it takes them a significant amount of time to come back to an 8.
Yeah, you cut them. It's that simple.
Here it is. You get some younger, better looking guys.
Yeah. Go find the guys with the money and the good looks that help you at the bar, like Alex was saying.
There you go. You got characters. That's all that matters.
Who's going to take the lead for coaching the Hurricanes?
That is a great question. And I don't have a lot of, I was there as a consultant this past weekend, so I don't have a lot of information to share. I do know that 2 very good friends that helped the team this past weekend are stepping into roles that I believe will be in a coaching staffing perspective. And of course, Stuart Ridgel, man, he's a leader. He's a leader. So he's probably going to step into a certain role and bring in those other 2 gentlemen.
I was figuring.
Great guys. You probably many of you probably know them. They're former Rocket kids. So they're quite adept. So it's going to be interesting. I'm really happy for them. They're in a good spot.
Oh, I got a question here from BFP Gear. They sponsor the show. They also sponsor a question of the day, or I guess it'll be the week because we do this weekly. And so BFP Gear asked, Mike, what are you most excited about for this upcoming season?
Oh, wow. Man. Well, besides the ridiculous opportunity I've been given, and I feel blessed beyond measure that you guys, called me and considered me. I really do. And I think what I'm looking forward most to is just being a part of Dynasty, and again, being of service, right? I'm a firm believer, and I've said this 100 times, and maybe people get tired of me saying it, but my role is to have I'm a servant's attitude. It's a servant's attitude. How can I make Dynasty great again? Not that you guys aren't great, right? Already, but how can we get back to the point where you guys are pleased with yourselves, right? Because you're competitors. So I think I'm most looking forward to creating new relationships, because I truly believe that relationships are the key to everything. Long lasting friendships, and whooping a little ass. So it's kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah.
I love that. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to whooping some ass. Obviously.
I cursed. I apologize. It's in the Bible, everyone.
It's all right. That part is. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to really seeing how, this just new eyes, this new mindset can really reinvigorate the team. And a couple of things that we were talking about, and Joe Barrett mentioned it. He's like, I woke up with this new clarity today. He's like, I'm still buzzing off of this opportunity that you guys have given me. And I think he and Blake were talking, and it was just like, you see Alex kind of took a little step back last year, and he's like, man, guys, I'm really sorry. Like, I felt like the team was good without me. You didn't need me weighing you down, really. And in reality, you know, like the only event that we did win was the one that he played the number 1 for Chris Shear, pointing that out a couple times. But it reinvigorated Alex and Yosh, and they're like, we're gonna be playing more. Like Alex just did some push-ups. I've known him for 25. I've known him for 30 years. I've never seen him do a push-up in my life.
Yeah, he must have been leaving to go to the gym. Huh?
Yeah,
That's why he had to get off.
I don't know what he was doing,
honestly.
But it really is, you know, and Joe had mentioned it, and like, because one of the big things that motivates me when I'm playing out in the event, like I'm a competitor. I hate losing. I really dislike losing. Let me put it that way. But I love winning because I like to share the experience with everybody else. Like, I don't like to do things. I'm an only child. I don't like doing things by myself. I can, but I would rather have friends around. And so one of the biggest motivating factors is like watching guys win their first pro event or watching them win with Dynasty. Like, it's such a cool experience for me. Like, I've won plenty. That part is not, I'm not motivating so I can put another trophy or plaque or whatever it might be on my wall. I want other people to share in that experience. And I think that that's the big motivator. And so having new, fresh guys on the team, and that's actually one thing I kind of like pitched to you when we were like, you're like, you know, I did it. Like, we brought a team from the semi-pros, you know, brought the Hurricanes up. We were competitive and we're on the podium and this and that. He's like, that is an excellent way to close the book on this chapter of my life. And I was like, well, or we take it another direction and add more pages to your book, and we try to win with you, for you. And then that's like the next chapter in your book, really. And so that's my motivation. That's what I want. That's what I want for all of you guys. And so having 3 new guys on the team, you know, like, it's so cool watching Chris win his first event, Danny winning his first event. Like, that's
the one Danny won his first event I wasn't a fan of, but
sorry about that.
That's too funny. But no, that's exciting, Ryan, to hear. And it's been an absolutely joy getting to know everybody so far. You guys have been so welcoming, and it's been fun to be able to plug in and really see how you guys think and work through things. And that's another thing that I'm excited about. I'm excited about to see how the system works and how you guys take that system and improve it. Right. So that's really exciting to me. So awesome. Kyle and I had several conversations when Diesel came and scrimmaged us down in the sweltering heat. And we used to have a lot of conversations about that and about coaching and about all that stuff. And so it's about the relationships and growing and learning and bouncing off each other, right? Lifting each other up. That's key, man. That's so important.
Sure.
So.
I was gonna also jump back to the Fedorov move. I kind of feel like we touch on it, but I think that might be a move that kind of reinvigorates his playing style also.
Puts a new chip on his shoulder.
And gets a lot of freedom. Because I don't know. I mean, I think that in the last like little era of maybe the last 5-6 years, I feel like Fedorov really flourishes when he has like ultimate freedom to move over the entire field versus just being in like one area. So if they grant him that too, we might see some of like the old Fedorov that was he's arguably like different seasons the best player in the world.
No, I think you're absolutely correct. I think Ryan Gray and I have talked about this several times on the coaches show. Sometimes we felt like he wasn't utilized appropriately. Right?
I agree.
And I feel that you give him that, it's one of those things where almost the play call is, all right, Fedorov, what do you want to do? Okay, everybody else do this. It's almost like that. Not, of course, I'm simplifying it way too much, but I agree with you. You give him that freedom to flow, right? Let him get into his thing and do his thing. And we'll see. It's going to be one of two things. It's going to be either absolutely spectacular or it's not.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you have the threat of Axel too on the field. And then wherever, ever Fedorov, I think, feels like he's going to play the best. And then you have, the Tauntaun guys too have been notorious, really good with their break shooting. So that's like,
it's a good team.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's somebody's 5th tier team. That's somebody's 5th tier team.
Yeah. Well, the way it works is we'll draw them again. It'll be us. We're in the bracket of the deck. Yeah, just be prepared. Dynasty's always in the bracket of death.
Yeah.
But that's what we're saying is like this year's been so competitive that every bracket was so hard because of how Diesel would do, and then they're like, how are they in the bottom? But now you guys are a little higher. So it'll definitely be. It's gonna be an exciting season. I think that there's still gonna be some off-season moves that are gonna happen. Like there's still things that are like, I think just swirling around down there, especially kind of like in the mid-tier. I think there's a couple of players that need to fill some bodies still.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see what they do as far as a rule change for Europe, because now the Tauntauns and FSU will be competing here. So I heard they're going to change some rules a little bit.
There's 2 openings over there.
They're giving up their spots.
Well, I don't know how that would work.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know.
Because,
Yeah,
under the name.
Well, Tauntauns and FSU have to give up their spot because after they play an event here, they're now no longer eligible to play over in Europe.
And FSU was a pro team over there, and Tauntauns was a pro team over there.
Well, I think you can. I mean, Aftershock has a team over there, right?
Yeah, but it's different guys. It's not as. It's only Hosky's the only one. Yeah.
I think they'll probably still have a team. It'll just be only one of those guys.
Yeah, one of those guys.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
it's an interesting thought.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I should throw that by Tom. And then Jason said that he'll have brackets out by early January.
Nice.
He has to wait for the rest of these teams to change their names.
Right.
We're actually practicing in a couple weeks here, X Factor, and I heard that the Tauntauns will be there too.
Oh, I was gonna see if you guys wanted to come meet us down in Mexico. I was gonna text Mark. The last weekend in January, we're
the team the first weekend. So
hang on now, wait a minute.
I
was about to say, hold up. I thought we agreed that I was
just joking. I'm just joking. No, the team's gonna be going down to Arturo's Field down in Guadalajara for our very first practice off-season mix up. Guaranteed to get good weather. And it's gonna be a fun little team excursion, team outing.
Who are you guys gonna play against?
We're gonna play each other, dude. Sharpen the swords.
You guys have 9?
We got 9, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It is fun down there.
Yeah,
it is. It's a lot of fun.
So I don't. Yeah.
Wait. So Nick SLOWIAK. Yeah, everybody keeps asking. What happened with him? With Die, right? He's staying with Die.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I kind of know, but I don't know if is that how public is that news?
There's a rumor.
You can yeah.
All right, here we go.
Allegedly.
And I saw a bunch of people dropped out of here after they probably heard the Joe thing. Well, just like 60 people.
Oh wow!
But now they're missing some more Jews.
They're missing some more Jews.
Allegedly, this is not the biggest one, but Shock is not with Die anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I did notice that Billy Ceranski was wearing an Aftershock hat the other day. And I asked, and he's like, no, I don't know. And I was like, okay. So I know they're shooting GI paint, but I don't know much about anything else. And so, yeah, maybe.
So what's the only Die team? Russians and who else? And Nick works with Die.
Yeah, so maybe he plays the Russians.
So what are we thinking here?
Well, I hope that he lands on his feet.
I hope so too.
Yeah. I don't know. Does he?
Is there any more like?
He is not texting me right now. No. That's all the stuff I got. That's all my Russians. Oh yeah, Russians. Iron Man.
I don't think. Yeah,
maybe. Yeah, you can go back to Iron Man.
Well, Iron Man picked up just a few guys.
Yeah, they picked up Frank and
Baldwin, I think is his name.
Okay.
Oh, Jerry Caro.
Yeah, Jerry.
No, they picked up.
That was a good pickup for him. Yeah. And then NYX.
Andrew.
I guess we'll see what happens with NYX.
Wait, what's
no
talks about Nicholas so far? Come on, Tomcat.
Yeah, dude, come on, spill it, bro.
Let's give him a home. No. But we'll try to MPK to Iron Man. Troll hasn't landed on a team yet either. So yeah, there's still a lot of moves to be made. Obviously, if we hear them, if it happens on a Monday or Tuesday, we'll let you guys know as soon as we know. But otherwise, you guys.
Was Thomas out at that Hurricanes tryout?
Who was Thomas at the Hurricanes tryout?
No. Okay. No.
Oh my God. What?
There was an Instagram post about that or something.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, I guess Aftermath too is another big one.
Oh yeah, I heard Aftermath might be getting Well, they need guys. They
100%
they need guys.
They lost, like, what,
I
5 or
heard
6 guys?
maybe there's a possibility they get a guy from Europe.
Wait. Ooh, dude.
Possibly a guy from Europe.
Come on.
I don't even know. I just heard that there's some guy from Europe might be playing with them.
Are you guys combining team names with anyone? Or no?
What? Let's hear it.
Well, I don't know. 'Cause I thought it seems like you have to do that this season. Like join a team.
Oh,
name
join
or
another team.
or change your
Yeah,
team name.
yeah.
So are you joining or
no? This is Dynasty's 25th year. And as a matter of fact, we're celebrating on our Dynasty Intel session for the Champions Club tomorrow, where we're going to be announcing some pretty cool perks and pretty cool news. Also getting to know the team. The Intel session is really fun. It'll be Mike's first one.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You got it's the press tour for Mike.
Yeah.
No prep needed either. You don't need to. It's just you being you.
I don't walk into a room I don't know how to walk out of. I will always be polite. I will be professional, but I will have a plan to kill everybody in the room. So
good
They
thing.
don't gotta try hard. They'll do it themselves.
Hey, Mike, I'm sure you guys probably already covered this a bunch. But just for anyone that might not know this information so Ryan Gray is going to be working with the Russians.
correct. We announced that. Yeah, we announced that on last week's show.
And that's going to Florida as well, or nice.
Yep. Yeah, it's listen, the Russians are serious, man. You know, they're very serious about how they're doing their things. So I'm jealous. I'm envious of Ryan. He gets to peek behind the curtain and see what all that math is. Right. I'd really because ultimately I think that's the difference between the Russians and Aftershock. I meant to talk about that with you, Ryan. You know, one's definitively statistically driven, right? The others more smash mouth, right?
Right.
So, overhand right. So, and we can get into details about that later. I won't bore.
That'll be a good one for tomorrow on the Intel session. You gotta give him a little
I'll
sprinkle him.
Little tease for tomorrow.
We need to get info with I don't know if anybody in here knows that rumor of like A-Rod maybe not playing either.
I think he's not playing. He's not able to commit the whole season. And again, this is me speculating, allegedly, from what I hear, is he's not able to play the entire season or commit to the entire season because his music career is taken off a little bit. So he is going to be just kind of going there where he can. And I also want to point out the Nick thing came from the chat here, and it's our speculation. Allegedly. So that's not anything that we heard here.
Any lawyers in the house?
Chat. Someone's in the chat saying that what's happening with Nick, and then someone said that his Shock is no longer with Dye, but that is not news that I've gotten. Aside from Billy wearing that hat last week.
Dude, it's all adding up.
He always wears that hat.
He wears that. He does, doesn't he?
He wears that.
He does.
I mean,
yeah, but
he does. He wears it at events.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Well, I forget.
How do we think Leverage is gonna do? Have you watched them at all? Oh, I guess that's more of a Mike question.
Mike, what do you got for us? Let's get the report card on Leverage.
You know, I didn't spend enough time watching Leverage, or I did start tracking the Sea Dogs because, you know, I met several of those guys over in Europe, and I do try to keep my finger on the pulse. You know, I think they're gonna surprise some people. You know, Chris Caputo's a fantastic competitor, a Paisan, and they showed some strengths, right? The question will be whether or not they lean into those strengths or they try to be something they're not. If they try to be something they're not, then they might struggle. But if they lean into those strengths, they're going to give some teams some trouble.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's my political answer.
How's Seawright doing? Is he healthy?
It's fantastic. He's doing. Yeah, he's healthy. He's healthy.
Oh, it's good.
So.
I like watching him play.
Yeah. He'll be getting his doctorate this year.
That was
crazy.
crazy.
Got his master's.
Oh, wow.
He was telling me that was it in Vegas? Like you guys were playing, and he just quickly put like a suit, like a shirt, a nice shirt, button-up shirt. And
that was the year before. It wasn't Vegas.
Okay.
It was the year before. He was like, "Coach, I got to go get on this call."
Yeah.
You know, he had to do like an interview with some professors,
like a Clark Kent sort of thing.
It was really cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, Caputo could have been a good pickup. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who could have been really good pickups for Dynasty and would be good pickups for Dynasty. But I'm stoked with the guys that we landed on. I'm really excited to see Joe and Kyle. I think both of them bring strengths, not just on the field, but off the field as well, you know? And that's a big thing that we talked about as well. Like we want to have guys that are personable, you know, have are charismatic, can carry a conversation with, you know, the fan base or the coaches and give really good input, you know? And it's interesting you say that because we've praised Mikey a lot. And I think I mentioned it to you, but like Mikey almost for the first year, you know, he was like, I just want to listen, taking notes, like writing things down and like really, really focusing on it. Then he started to come to like get a little bit more confidence with like, okay, hey, I'm seeing this. What do you think about this? And the way that he approached the conversation was really well, it was great, right? It was really respectful, but also it allows you to kind of like slow it down and think about the answers a little bit more rather than guys that like butt heads right away. And I see that, you know, that being a really cool driving factor. And that's one of the other things we consider. Like, is the guy a schmuck? Would you room with him? Well,
you gotta Nick drop some money in the chat.
Oh,
for you, Mike.
Yeah,
$21.10.
What?
$21.10 from Nick SLOWIAK for, I believe, a cocktail for the coach.
Thank you very much, Nick. That was very kind of you.
That's an average price of a cocktail in San Diego.
Yeah, I think I've seen you guys. I think I've seen you guys imbibe some bourbon or whiskey or something on the show.
Yeah, we've got some Macallan back here.
Yeah, we've got.
Bust it out.
Oh no, we're not gonna bust it out because we don't have the. Maybe we're gonna start. This is gonna be our Christmas Eve sipper.
Do you remember that time where we had to drink that on the show?
There's actually not a whole lot. Someone might be down here sipping it, but we've got two little glasses.
12-year-old. There you go.
Delicious. This stuff is absolutely fantastic. This came from Mr. Bernabe. If you're watching this, we're gonna need a refill.
Well, listen, I'm a bourbon guy. I'm a bourbon connoisseur, so maybe we will we'll have to get together and compare some things.
Bourbon.
Okay. Yeah. I just had some Scott. I actually texted Nick SLOWIAK. She had some Scotch the other night. It was like some 30-year cask Scott, and it was very difficult to drink.
30-year.
30-year. Yeah, it was
expired.
It was very expired. Yeah, it was past the born on date. Yeah. 30
Once
years.
again, thank you, Nick SLOWIAK. It was very kind of you, sir.
Yeah.
Anything outside of Coors Light.
But that one's probably going to go to the Mexican whiskey, which is called tequila.
Those are so good.
Right.
Those are great.
All right, Mike. We're going to get to spinning some wheels here, and I got to design this jersey for HORMESIS. Someone's going to win a jersey here on the show, and yeah, I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to it. Stoked. Can't wait till about 6 weeks from now.
Already?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I know it's 6 weeks because I tried to get my passport. Oh, I get a new passport. Yeah.
We can just sneak it across.
Hey, I don't mean to be cliche again, but I know that I've really arrived now. I've been on the Spicka Span Show. You know, when we moved from Tuesdays to Mondays, our show went way up in the views.
That's
so
it.
You guys
we knew it.
You guys were obviously killing us. So
that means, well, we've had a bunch of people in here comment about how much they like the coaches show. So I would just, you know, we were multiple competing time slots. Well,
I'll say it again. Ryan Gray puts in a lot of work for that show. I usually am coming in on 2 wheels from work, changing out of my suit, putting on a t-shirt, kissing my wife and kids, and throwing something in my mouth, and then getting on the show. So
Ryan does a lot of work also.
We have something new.
Kyle's coming in on 2 wheels most of the time as well.
Awesome. Well, listen, thank you for this opportunity, gentlemen. Thank you to all the listeners and everybody. And, you know, rock on with y'all's bad selves. And I'm going to get back to work and do my real job.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on, Mike. Excited to watch you this year with these guys.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
God bless y'all. Y'all be safe.
Thanks, Mike. All right. Mike Bianca. Dude, he's great. He's so well spoken.
I wanted to say also,
it's way more fun than Skinny Kevin on the show.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's got an opinion.
Oh, we're not at Rigo Siegel.
I wanted to say congrats too on making pro this year.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to the league.
Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate it, bro.
I want to say congrats because you look so good in that shirt.
Dude, I appreciate it, man. You would look good in it too.
Hey, you know what we're gonna do right now? This is actually a great transition to the next segment that we're gonna do. This is what my hair's been looking like this whole show.
Yes, bro.
Yeah,
Dude, you guys are just gonna let me do this?
Redonkulous.
I thought you saw
That's
it.
the first thing I told you when I walked through the door.
What'd you say to me then?
I was like, "Are you okay? Hey, what's going on?"
Your hair goes quick from when I'm like, dang, you had a good haircut, and then it looked.
Yeah, you just said that the other day.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, your hair looks really good. And I was like, really? Thanks,
Mine's
man.
crazy right now too.
So check this out. I'm gonna share a screen here. So HORMESIS. So I was gonna do this as a prize. So just as a reminder, I think there's like 10 tickets left, maybe. For the Spick and Span Show raffle. Maybe 12 when I mentioned it. Thank you, Rob, Mr. Alex, Tyler, Jonas, all jumping in there. Mike, grabbing a ticket today during the show. Just as a reminder, we're going to be doing a huge charity donation here. Actually, we're already past the $5,000 mark. We might be at like 5,500 or so. I've got a NECTR Force. I've got the Dynasty gold cards. They're right behind me. Actually, those things are really cool. That black case.
Is it this?
Yeah, have you seen those?
No, I haven't.
Open those things up. These things actually, that's like the belle of the ball.
Oh, it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm feeling like they're real deal. Yeah, even the Oliver Lang card is in there. I've got this Dan and Dewey up from Chicago.
Oh, someone bought a shirt during the show.
That shirt, Damian.
Yo, that's what I
You're
told
earning,
you,
you're
dude.
earning your keep. You're
That's-
earning your
what do you
keep.
mean I'm
Look at
earning
this.
my keep?
I've got a
2XL.
Dynasty case. Yeah,
Let's go,
Doghouse
dude.
Dilemma. Got this with a HORMESIS headband in it. Got a couple other HORMESIS headbands. We got the Tiger Wear Dynasty out of my private collection, the Dynasty and Tiger Dragon little collab for Tiger Wear. And then we got another Tiger Wear band. We've got those Dynasty frames courtesy of bfpgear.com. I've got some Pro Flexes. We've got HORMESIS jersey. Sorry, no, this is the HORMESIS jersey. We got the Oliver Lang jersey right here. Booyah.
Booyah!
I'm gonna throw a jersey in there too.
Kyle Spicka jersey.
Tiger Wear headband.
Yep.
I guess I can throw in my.
How many? You still got a ton of those Ironman jerseys for sure, right?
Well, I can throw in one of those, and I'll throw in another energy one.
Okay.
Remember that time you tried to give away your board shorts?
I did.
You
I
did.
shipped them. Yeah. He
Told
messaged
us
me.
that funny story.
He
earlier in the
messaged
show.
me.
And so we've got a ton of prizes. You got pretty much a 1 in 10 chance, maybe even actually a little bit better than a 1 in 10 chance once I calculate all these things. Yeah, and I've got also, this is actually pretty cool. This came in the other day. This is going with the this one's going with the NECTR Force. So I'm gonna sign this. This is actually a black and white print from Nigel D'Souza, who this is actually really cool.
Bill.
Anyway, lots of really cool gifts from our sponsors and everybody who supports the show. So we really appreciate it. And obviously the winner also, not only does he get my NECTR Force, but he also gets to choose where some of the funds are allocated. So if you have a charity that you're near and dear to you, we'll yeah, ABJ, you're about an hour and 40 minutes into the show. So we've already talked about Avocado Shoeless Joe. And he's on Dynasty.
Avocados unite with him. And
Yeah.
Eric.
I mean, I like avocado stew, and who doesn't? So yeah, again, lots of prizes. Go to dynastypaintball.com to get yours. Also, Kyle is having a sale on the Tigerware site.
Yeah.
Booyah.
Pretty much everything.
Get it. And then this is actually really cool. So Damian's gonna help. We're gonna share this desktop. Let's make this not full screen. We'll kind of put it up in the corner. So I believe there we go. All right, so this is on the HORMESISattire.com site. I don't know if you guys knew, but you can do a custom jersey design, and we're gonna give this away today on the show to a Mega Support Status member. So we are gonna design a jersey. You go onto the site, Damian. What let's and if
We
you
need
guys,
recommendations too.
yeah, we need recommendations. So you get to change the patterns here. We'll enhance. Enhance. So you can choose the pattern, the base pattern. What do you think? We go with the standard.
No, I
vectors?
think we go with the
This wavies,
no, I think we
This
go
one.
with that one.
I like the wavies.
wavy gravy. What do you guys think?
Wavies?
Wavy gravies. Oh, Weaver. Yes, we can. Yes, we can put an image on it. So we've got some great stuff. Yes, Joey Kavanowski. Spick and Span Show has the best technology. So what do you guys think? Diamonds or waves?
Waves or diamonds?
Waves or
That's
diamonds?
Waves. we
There's
got
one for waves.
out of 10. First 10.
Y'all streaming at 480p.
Are we? Wavy gravy has 2, 3.
Diamonds.
3 waves,
just
1 diamond.
Image. We're just
All right, come on.
Yeah.
Diamond.
Oh, there we go. There
3,
we go.
3.
All right,
4,
diamonds.
4.
Okay, highlight color. The base would be like one of these grays. Let's go with dark.
You want
You
to
want
go
dark or
all
light?
gray? I think
Darker.
a little
It's these
white.
lines. It's these
White
lines.
outlines are
Okay,
nice.
white outlines. All right, color 1. What do we think? Color 1. Do we want to go?
Ooh,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
go
know.
back up here.
I don't know. We go with
We go
lime.
lime green, bright yellow, the perp dogs, dark blue. Damn, that's fresh right there.
That actually is pretty nice.
Yeah. Damien?
I don't know.
Lavender?
Lavender's actually nice.
Let's see the lavender. Lavender kids. That's not so bad.
That's actually not too bad.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
I don't know though.
Because we're gonna mix it with some other colors as well, just so we know.
Light blue. Light blue's not a bad one.
We can do lavender and light blue.
I mean, that's actually not bad.
Powder blue and lavender? Talk to me.
Golden.
I mean, that is tight.
That's actually pretty sick.
That is sick. Should we talk about this? Should we do this one?
It's actually pretty nice.
What do you guys think about this so far? Okay. Color 3, color option number 3.
Well, there's another color option.
Yeah. So then this is okay. This is like
No.
the base.
I mean,
Wow, it's looking pretty fresh here. I'm gonna be able to see this a little better here. Hold on. Here. Okay.
you said it needs yellow.
Needs yellow,
That's
huh?
what somebody said.
Well, we could do yellow here. And then the dark blue there. That's a little too much yellow, huh? Yeah. A lot of yellow.
That's too much yellow.
That's too much yellow. Let's go back. Powder blue.
Oh, that actually looks pretty dope.
I mean, it's not extremely exciting.
Yeah. Well,
What about orange? It's not horrible.
what do you
Yeah.
think, Kyle? No,
Eh.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, we need something for.
I mean, that's not bad.
That's not bad. What do we think? Perps. Let's go back to the perps. We got rid of the perps. What about lavender? What happened to lavender? Lavender, dude.
That's actually.
Lavender, powder blue, and navy.
What do we think? Oh, that actually looks pretty dope.
That's a black. That's with black. Lavender, powder blue, and navy. Huh? What do we think?
That's not. I don't know if I like the lavender on the bottom.
Okay, hold on. Let's do this. We got one. Okay, so navy blue, Dynasty, green for diesel. What color are you guys? You guys are like lime.
We're like.
You guys are like
no.
You're
Oh
lime.
yeah, we are.
You're lime green. So that would be the mix right there.
Yeah, but we also have black and gray in the.
Yeah, everybody has black and gray. Yeah. Okay. That would be if I think someone just said in there. So we can't add pinstripes. We just kind of like we're kind of anyway. So this is how this works. We're gonna we're not feeling this one.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that's sick.
This one's sick. Let's go. This is it. All right, cool. Now we go to name and number. What the font style is. Let's go. I think old blocks right here. Standard. I think standard issue. You don't want to have something crazy, right?
That looks like the show's cool. Yeah.
Lavender.
No, I don't think we do lavender.
No, we're not feeling lavender, huh? For all that.
I don't think we are.
Powder blue. Just go with gray.
I don't know. Think so? Banana yellow.
Banana
brighter
yellow?
letters.
Brighter letters. I mean, that's as bright as it gets right there.
Maybe do yellow there, like something like that.
Ooh, yeah, but it looks like a hit.
Oh yeah, you can't. Well, nobody's gonna wear it at an event.
Okay, yellow it is.
Right? You don't think so?
Yeah.
Maybe that's too much yellow.
Yeah.
think Alex would be cool with this.
This would be cool.
We could just move this up.
Yeah, I'm on that. I'm on that here. Okay, custom logos. Ready for this? Okay, let's go.
Yeah, see that.
To
Yeah.
desktop. Let's go to transparent logos. Let's go to the Spicka Span Show logo right on the center chest. Okay. Let's go to back logo.
That looks
And
great.
let's see here. There is a picture of this one of Oliver spitting champagne out of his mouth. There we go. Here's your Spick and Span Show jersey. So the way this is going to work is someone's gonna win this, and we're gonna put his name on the back of it, and then we're gonna ship it to you. So we're gonna add this to the cart. Wonder how you change the name. Where's the name? Name. Okay. So let's do this real quick. We're gonna go. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen here for a second, and we're gonna spin the wheel with the mega support status members, and one of you guys is gonna win this jersey right now.
Dude, it's actually everybody's liking it.
Yeah, this is cool. This is it's a great little little perk, you know. That's cool. Speaking of perks, thank you guys, everybody who's been joining the show. You guys are awesome. Now, the next question, let's try to figure this one out as well. Yeah, let's hit that like button. Huh? Yeah, that's kind of cool. This is fun, huh? Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. Dude, technology. All right, we've got 50 more likes. Big shout out to Doc right here in watching every single show. Let's share
something like this for like a mask.
A mask?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Talk to you after the show.
Okay. Here we go. We got the Safari Wheel of Names kind of popping up here. Hold on. Full screen wheel.
So is this right here for that jersey?
Yeah, let's just go right now.
We're just going
Let's go
straight
right
at
now.
it.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's fire right off.
Okay.
Can you guys see the screen? Yes, you can. Okay, I see it right now. Okay. Hey, here we go. HORMESIS. Get ready for the air.
And
what a
Derek
Matthew. It's just regular old Matthew.
Who's Matthew?
I don't know.
Anybody with the name Matthew can say it, right? No.
Kinda. Well, I have their data.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Caleb. Super mega support status member.
Yeah, Caleb Duncan. We're gonna do another. Let's just spin it. Let's spin another one right now. Let's put Caleb Duncan's name here in the list. My man, Caleb.
We can do one. We can do one of these headbands.
Yeah, let's throw out a tiger wear headband.
It's the holidays.
Right
holidays.
Absolutely. So we're gonna spin this 2 more times, and then I'm gonna put the wheel with everybody's name. There we go. Caleb, you are now on the wheel, my friend, for a tiger wear.
Nap.
Yeah. I think you've tried that one before. I think the I don't know. The K might be silent. All right, HORMESIS headband coming in hot right now. Yes, Joey, tiger wear is made in the United States. Steve Segovia.
It's made here in the doghouse.
All the headbands for sure. Some of the other stuff like blanks and stuff we use.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like handcraft them here? Like stitch them up?
I don't.
I have a sewing machine over there.
You know?
If you want to learn.
No, I don't know if anyone is going to want to buy them if I do it.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people would buy them.
I think people would buy them, but I don't think that they would be very happy with the quality of them.
Yeah.
There, put it that way. Let's put it that way. If Kyle were here in the studio. Okay, so big question here. This is important before we start losing all of our members to we're still rolling 300 people. Strong. Real quick, guys, next week, Christmas Eve is next Tuesday. Do we want to do a quick 4 p.m. 1 hour show where we go happy holidays, we drink some Macallan, and we choose the winners of the Spicka Span charity raffle?
Or move the show to Wednesday because the layout drops.
Layout drops.
There's no layout.
Yeah. I think we do it, and if you guys are with your family and you want to bring the whole family on board and watch this amazing show while we give away and then I'll put all the receipts for all the money that we spent or that we donated. I'm hoping that the Boys and Girls Club calls back and we can still make it in time to do the supermarket sweep. It was really fun if you guys want to come next time.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be cool. Like what better Christmas gift? Like knowing that you're like, and plus if like you guys, if like your wife or you bought like a gun, like you bought like a paintball gun for your kid, and it's under the tree, but then you win the NECTR Force, you could send that sucker back on Amazon.
Mm.
Yeah. Unless it's from BFP Gear, you want to hold on to that one. Yeah. No. But yeah, I mean that's a pretty cool. Rob, the tickets that are left right now, I want to say you bought not the last one, but you were the last order to come through. Bobby, Jason, Alex got another one. Thomas. Oh yeah, we're low.
You guys should do like a Spick and Span like
We've
Christmas
got
Carol.
That's not right.
Scroll down.
It says 15, but I don't think that's right.
No, on the bottom. right?
Oh yeah, no, it's I think this number hasn't been updated because it was 15 when Rob bought his. Yeah. So it's less than 15. It's just the software doesn't seem to update.
Dude,
exactly
you see, I
right.
almost got a backflip down.
Yeah, I know. But you almost
That's
died.
pretty cool.
I was thinking about your toes. Just
I know
hitting the
your
floor and
toes.
just breaking.
I'm gonna get it.
I think
You can
there's
do it
there's
outside.
less than 10. That thing usually
do it outside.
has to update.
I can do it.
You can.
For those of you guys who are interested in the Dynasty Champions Club, we have a really killer gift for the annual members. We're going to announce that tomorrow on the Intel session. Okay. So I'm going to post a portion of the Intel session live onto the Spicka Span Show website here, or sorry, YouTube channel. So tune in tomorrow. Kind of set your alarms. Intel session for those of you who are in the Dynasty Champions Club is a private event. For all the Champs Club members and the Dynasty members. That's going on tomorrow at 5 p.m. And then I'm going to stream the back half of it. And we're going to make some cool announcements because we do give a really cool gift for those of you who sign up for the Dynasty Champions Club for an entire year. We've given away the Great American Paintball subscription. 2 years ago, we did a World Cup jersey. So our World Cup jersey, you got your name on it. And this one, I think, this one's going to take the cake, I think. This one's going to be really cool.
The cake?
I'll tell you guys what it is.
All right. Also buy some Spicka Span shirts too.
There's the Spicka Span shirts too. While we're at it, we have limited supply, quantity, sizes, all that stuff. And yeah, Steve Segovia, I'll see you next week. We'll see all of you guys next week. Big thank you to Mr. Bob Howe for producing this show and helping us out there. Big shout out to Doc for running the social media game, getting that going. This will be live on Spotify and Apple Podcasts following this show.
Yeah.
This episode. Yeah, it'll be pretty soon when we close it down. Shout out to everybody who joined the show. Big thanks to Chris Sautel donating some memberships to everybody out there. I forgot that I needed to spin the wheel again to give away some more prizes. So I'm going to bring that back up right now as we sign off. As we sign off here, well, let's get Antonio his name. Antonio, I'm glad that you just joined because I had almost forgotten to spin the wheel a couple more times and give away a couple more things. So I've got another couple headbands and we're gonna give away another pod caddy because I don't know if Damien,
I'm a little sensitive.
Maybe
with the
Damien
podcast
will
right
fly
now.
it to you.
If Damien wins the pod caddy right now, would that
Am I on there?
Yeah, your name. I mean, I think so.
I just got a notification on my email about my subscription being renewed.
Well, then there we go.
So I should be on there.
Your name's on there.
I was like, yo, what is this $3.99 subscription to Ryan Greenspan?
All right, there's the wheel. Let's give this a couple spins. And everybody, you guys are great. Happy holidays. Damien, thanks for coming by.
Dude, of course.
You look way better in that shirt than the one you were wearing earlier. Alex FRAIGE! You just want to this.
God.
Yeah.
What are the chances of that?
See? It's in the card.
Push-ups.
It was the push-ups. It's the push-ups.
No,
Come
we'll spin
on.
it again. He doesn't care.
Damian Vasquez.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
Alex
say it.
FRAIGE just won the Hormesis bundle. Good for that was worth $1,000. Sorry guys, he just took your prizes. B Gravy!
Big
Dude,
gravy.
isn't that a rapper? I like
Probably.
like B Gravy is like the guy that dates like the guys the famous people's moms.
I don't know.
Young Gravy. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Joseph Ryan in the house. Joseph Ryan also donated the Marcelo Margot. Regman.
Beef gravy reminds me of like a stomp, like beef gravy.
Someone got another.
Yeah, Joseph
Tie-dye.
Ryan.
Dude, let's go. Another tie-dye.
Dude, yeah. Joey Ryan also donated a signed Marcelo Margot World Cup jersey. Yeah. No, Steve. Damien lost big. Freaking Rambo. That's a killer name.
That's a nice name.
Freaking Rambo. All right, we got one more name to spin.
Who do you guys think is going to win the first event?
Dynasty.
Who do you guys think is going to win the first event?
Chris Dahl.
Chris Dahl. I know that name.
Colton Dahl's dad.
Oh, okay.
Chris Dahl, big shout out to Rigatoni Computing.
Are you asking them?
What?
Or us?
Yeah.
I was asking them
Oh, okay.
why we're spinning the wheel that
Oh.
everybody's so impatiently waiting for.
Well, I think you're the only impatient.
No, I'm saying they're impatiently wait to see if they're going to win.
They're waiting.
They're
They're
patiently
patient.
No, impatiently because they want to know. They want to win.
Okay, I like that. I've
You
never
know where I'm
heard.
going with that?
Yeah, I do. I like I like your twist on that.
There's a lot of
I've
things
never
I throw
heard.
out that you've never heard. Nobody has ever heard.
Nobody's ever heard. I'm impatiently waiting.
Like, how do you like
It's
that?
good.
Yeah, I
It is
know.
good. It is good. Huh.
Diesel. Look at that
Diesel.
one.
There we go. Legion, Diesel, Dynasty.
There you
Come
go.
on, I'm waiting for the NRG to come
Fit.
in. Fit. On Energy X Factor.
X
No,
Factor.
no.
They're all over the place.
Sea Dogs, huh?
Scott,
How
we're
are
talking about Tony Archie's went X Factor, Dynasty, X Factor, Dynasty, back to X Factor.
Yeah. Going home, dude. You gotta,
Yeah,
you gotta
just gotta
retire.
have
You
a
gotta
good
retire.
time.
Yeah, you gotta retire. Shock, Dynasty, Damage. I'm hoping Fit.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Seems like we got
All right. Well, you know, I still
There's
like
no
I still like a
impacts in
couple
there.
of
Look
those.
at that.
No impact.
That's actually crazy. Yeah, no, I think everybody forgot about Impact.
All right. No, they think they forgot about NRG.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you guys. I'll see you. We'll see you on Tuesday. Regular
Yeah.
time, regular
Christmas
schedule.
Eve.
We'll do a special Christmas edition. Kyle, you coming over?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. That's right. All right, guys. See you next week. Thank you all very much for the support. Roll credits.
And we're signing off.
signing off. Deuces. Dude, that was excellent. That was good job. That was great. You had two very profound shirts.
Spicka Span Show.
And you did a fantastic job. You got really deep on a couple
I'm
things.
totally.
And impatiently waiting.
I'm changing.
Impatiently waiting.